Hey, what's up, guys? It's Friday, update time. So I do have a few updates. Not generally any, well, not really any good ones, I guess. So on Tuesday, I went in person and saw my new rheumatologist, and she, got a chance to examine my hands and whatnot, and um, well, I guess the good news is that she doesn't feel that I have um, psoriatic arthritis or any sort of other rheumatological stuff going on with my hands, other than just the arthritis in general, the osteo. She did order blood work right then and there, and she did it just in case. Um, for some odd reason, I had maybe it's called uh, hemo something. I don't know. Basically, it's like three weird words. Hemochromatosis, I think, is what it is. Um, and essentially, what that is like an excess buildup of iron. And so she just wanted to make sure that that wasn't the case, especially with how bad that one joint was in my left hand. So thankfully that came back already, and it's negative for that. She said it's actually a little on the low side, so I'll probably need to get some iron supplements or something. But yeah, so that's good at least. At least it's not another thing on top of everything else. So that is, I'll take that as a win. Um, However, though, UCLA, man, I swear, I take my mom there all the time, and I only remember like maybe once or twice where we had issues, and for the most part, they've been pretty good for her, and they've supposed to be like really great, and they did a lot of, like I said, great things for my mom, and like this is almost the second time now that they've screwed me over. I was supposed to go there a couple of years back for genetic testing. They actually took me. My insurance actually allowed it, but the problem was it was like I wasn't able to make the appointment for recent. It was like an 18th month in advance appointment. 18 months. That's insane. And at least, it was something like that. Maybe it was 14 months. But either way, it was insane. And what they didn't tell me, what none of my doctors told me, um, which I think was also insane, is that the referral that I received to go there from my insurance is only valid for 3 months. So 2 weeks before that appointment, UCLA calls me and says, "Hey, yeah, we just noticed we don't have a current, up-to-date referral, and we can't take you without it." And I'm like, "Are you serious?" She's like, "Yeah, they only last 3 months. You didn't know that?" I'm like, "No, nobody told me." And so I'm like, "Well, you're gonna have to cancel it then, I guess, because it usually takes my insurance at least 2 weeks to approve that." And they struggle and fight me on any referral that's like without going through all the steps. First you have to see this doctor, and then from there you have to go to see there, and then you have to get this done and that done, and A to B to C all the way to Z until I get there. I'm like, there's no way in 2 weeks it's gonna happen, and so it didn't happen. It didn't get to go, and I was just like, I don't know how to make that work. They're gonna say, they say, well, we can reschedule you, but it could be another 14 months, and I'm like, I just don't know how to make that work to get that timing just right. It just makes no sense. So I gave up on it, and so I never got that genetic testing done, which would have been a huge thing for me. But you know, so there's one screw over that they did for me already, right? And now this time, 2 days before the appointment, thankfully it was right before I saw the rheumatologist. They call me and tell me, "Hey, yeah, we got the X-ray report of your hand, but we need the imaging." And I'm like, oh, okay. So if they got a report, that means there was imaging done. Well, I checked everywhere that I would go for the imaging, but yet no one had it. No one had anything recent. It was like it just never happened or something, or they got an old report and didn't realize it was an old report. I don't know. But they basically said, yeah, we can't take you without that because your insurance is only authorizing the consultation for the visit. That's it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm freaking out. So thankfully, my sister is a sonographer or ultrasound tech, for those that don't know that terminology. Um, and so thankfully, I got the rheumatologist to be okay with ordering a new x-ray. I went to my sister's work. They got it done and expedited the CD, and I got it right then and there. So I got lucky this time. But it was just crazy. It's like, why are you waiting to the last minute again? I don't get it. And if that wasn't frustrating enough, and already like maybe anxiety ridden, I finally get there, and yeah, I gave him a hand X-ray CD. I gave him elbow X-ray CD, which they didn't ask for. I gave him EMG reports, which is nerve study reports, and gave them everything and then some. And the moment that doctor walked in, I knew this was gonna go badly. And don't get me wrong, I'm not against old age doctors. Just in my experience, they've never been helpful. In fact, quite the opposite. And so, yes, he walked in. He was very old looking. I would definitely say late 60s, mid 70s. I don't know. But, yeah. And after he looked at the reports and the imaging, the I still can't believe this. What came out of his mouth was, "This doesn't make sense." That's it. That's all he gave me. I'm like, okay, what? He's like, it just doesn't make sense. He's like looking at my hand. He's looking at the reports. He's like, this just doesn't make sense. And I'm like, is that all you have to say? I mean, I don't get it. He won't elaborate. He just like, that just doesn't make sense. And here's the sucky thing, right? This isn't actually the doctor I was referred to. I was referred to the hand surgeon. But again, thanks to my awesome insurance, they were only allowing me to see the hand specialist. And if I needed to see the hand surgeon, then they can try to refer me to him. So I didn't even get the guy I was supposed to see. Again, I get screwed by my insurance. Surprise, surprise. And so, yeah, I was really disappointed on that. And then even more disappointed after what just came out of his mouth. And then he's like, well, I want to order my own EMG and go from there. And I'm like, so how's that going to work? Because my insurance only approved this visit. And I knew that if that was going to be the case, I'm just like sweating it. Like, is this even going to happen now? Because the people that scheduled that stuff called me that same day and said, oh, hey, yes, we need to schedule you an EMG. Would you like to do that out where you're at? Or do you want to come here and do it? I'm like, I gave him an EMG study from my doctors out here. He didn't like it. He wants his own. She's like, oh, so that means you'd have to come here. Oh, okay. Well, your insurance won't authorize it, I'm pretty sure. But I guess we can give it a shot. That's literally the conversation. So now I'm just like, so what's going to happen? Either A, the insurance decides to play nice and authorizes it, and I get it done. And then I see him again And then what? If it's the same results, I don't know what he's gonna say, because if it's the same results, then in his mind it just doesn't make sense, which troubles me honestly, because I mean, I get your specialty is only hand surgeon, but you should know everything, hand related. That's your specialty. So that means everything that encompasses the hand, right? I mean, even my hand specialist out here, who actually is only a registered nurse, and even the actual hand surgeon that I got referred to just before UCLA, there was two doctors there, and both of them said that my case was out of their depth, out of their scope, which isn't comforting. But UCLA is supposed to be like above and above that, and know extra things, and have seen and dealt with extra stuff, right? They're on the cutting edge, or however you want to put it. And yet, this is the doctor that I got to see, and this is what he said. I was just so blown away, and now I'm just like, I don't know how this is going to go well, period. Because if the EMG does get ordered, and it's the same results, what does he do? He's still confused, I'm going to guess. Is he going to then hopefully refer me to the hand surgeon? And is the insurance going to approve it? I hope so, but I don't really know. That's my hope, because this guy clearly has no idea what he's doing. Because obviously something's not right. You can physically see it and feel it. It's not like it's fictional, or something like just your straight up nerves and my hand looks normal and it's just nerves. No, there is literally, you can see it, you can feel it, so it's frustrating. So I hope that the insurance plays ball. If not, then I'm not sure what to do other than to go back to the last hand surgeon and say, this is what happened. I don't know what to do, and as well as maybe talk to my pain specialist and my new rheumatologist and say, like, I don't know what to do from here. Who do I go and see now? Who could I possibly see that would understand this or have an inkling about this, Because if a hand specialist can't figure it out, I don't know. Would a neurologist? Would a rheumatologist, a physio? I don't know. I'm just so mentally drained from all this. It's frustrating, and it's like, I've been dealing with this for like 14 months. And since then, my hands and arms are just getting worse. And it's just, this is like the worst thing ever. So, other than that, I honestly don't have any other updates yet. Again, I'm just at this point waiting for the insurance to do what they do. Either they'll deny it or they'll approve it, but my guess is it'll be at least 2 weeks. That's generally been their track record, is 2 weeks before it's a yay or an A, sometimes longer. I've had it take 6 weeks before, so who knows. But all I can do is hope and hope the best happens, and just try to not let it get to me too much and drive me nuts. So that's that. But yeah, if I have any other updates on any other fronts, I'm probably gonna still talk to my pain specialist, who I think I see Monday, and say this is how it's going, and I'm not hopeful, and maybe have a backup plan in mind in case it doesn't go well. So yeah, But yeah, if I have any, like I said, any new updates next Friday, I'll make sure to keep you guys informed. And yeah, hope you guys have had a better day than and week than I have. Hope you all have a good weekend. I appreciate all of you, and you know, this is discouraging for me, but I'm trying my best to, move forward and stay positive, and I wish you all the same. And I'm here if you need to drop a comment, or just need someone to talk to about your own frustrations with health and doctors and body blah kind of thing. So with that, I thank you, and I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.